para nos consagrar de suavidade, vamos para a segunda parte do Alan Wake. E esse rolê mesmo aí. Pro. Segunda parte, né? Já falei segunda parte, vou fazer.
Honey, I'm home.
Back here, sweetie. How was it?
Worst weather I've ever seen.
You should put some coffee on. It'll warm you up.
Hey, handsome. This is gonna be a long night, but these shots are turning out great.
I guess you're gonna need that coffee then. I'll go put it on.
Caralho, maluco, a casa do mano, velho. A casa do Alan.
Coffee's on.
Great, thanks. I'll need it if I'm gonna finish this by tomorrow.
Olha que top a cafeteira, não precisa colocar água nem café, ela só liga isso. Maneiro.
Oh, hey, I just finished those cover mock-ups. They're on your desk. Tell me what you think.
No kidding. I didn't think you'd get
Nossa,
them
eu
done this
rotei na
quick.
máscara,
On
velho.
occasion, I can perform all sorts of miracles, my dear.
Oh, really?
Well, you seemed to think so last night.
These look really good.
Oh, sure, until Barry gets his hands on them. Which, by the way, will happen over my dead body.
It's true what they say about the fall and the sudden stop at the end. I'd lain here in the snow while the lurid chain of scenes that had led me here kept playing in my head. A rerun of my own private snuff movie. A memory of my corpse. Alone
Nossa.
at my own wake. Thinking in metaphors again. The femme fatale was gone. Only a sour taste remained of the kiss that killed me.
The last time was the last time.
Tem episódio 2, né? O segundo dos
This was a
manuscritos.
late goodbye. 13 years after I'd gotten my revenge, it had finally caught up with me. It had been a long time to bear the pain. My blood painted the snow red. A gruesome slushy dissolved all the scattered painkillers and leisurely dripped down to the sewer, mingling with the bile of the city, becoming one with it. I can see them now. My wife and my baby. Honey, I'm home.
Top.
Oh, and speaking of Barry, he called.
Alan? Alan, please check the fuse box.
I'm right here. I'm on it, honey.
Please hurry.
Tá, calma.
Honey, it's a power outage. I've got the flashlight.
Okay. Hi.
You okay?
I'm sorry. It just really spooked me.
Don't worry. We'll just break out the candles.
I know it's stupid, but it's just... Especially when I'm not prepared for it, you know? It gets to me.
I love you.
Tell me a story, writer.
Okay. I used to have these nightmares when I was a kid. The dark really spooked me, too. When it got really bad, my mom gave me this old light switch. She called it the clicker.
The clicker, huh?
Yeah. If I ever got scared of the dark, I could just flip the switch and a magic light would scare the monsters away.
Oh, sure.
Here it is.
Alan.
Maybe it'll help you, too.
Yeah, nice story, writer boy. You made that up right now, didn't you?
No. Seriously.
I love you, even if you are a liar. Thanks for this.
É isso aí, né?
How do you feel, Mr. Wake? Any nausea, disorientation, anything like that? Mr. Wake, how are you feeling?
I'm okay. My head's fine. I had to lie about my headache and memory loss. He'd send me to a hospital for tests. I couldn't leave without Alice.
Very well. I don't think you have a concussion, but you've obviously been through quite a shock. You should take it easy for a couple of days.
Thanks.
Well then, Mr. Wake, we're done here. If the pain gets any worse or you experience any other symptoms, you should come see me.
Caralho, tá muito peixe, viado.
Sarah, Sheriff Breaker, is waiting for you. She's very good at her job. I'm sure she can locate your wife in no time.
Fala aí, cadê meu armamento?
Thank you for testing the lights, Miss Weaver. Everything seems to be fine.
I don't have the luxury of being complacent, Deputy Grant.
Ó, a senhoria da lamparina ali, viado.
Changing soon. You can't change them in the dark.
Aí, ó,
I'll
ela
be sure
tá.
to take care of it, Miss Weaver. Have a nice day now.
Very good.
Pô, já ia dar um rodo na senhora e roubar a lamparina dela. Caralho, mano. Esses não foram os malucos que eu matei lá no rolê? Talvez, né?
Come in, Mr. Wake. Your phone's on the desk. The battery was dead. It's charged now.
Have you started looking for my wife yet?
My men are already on it. Now, can you tell me what happened?
I'm not sure. I can't remember. We were arguing. I walked out of the cabin.
The cabin on Cauldron Lake?
How did you end up at Stucky's gas station?
I wanted to tell her what had happened last night, but I couldn't. She'd locked me up. Excuse me. I need to take this. Hello?
Alice, please help me.
Alice?
Stop talking to the law. You'll do exactly what I say if you ever want to see your wife again.
Who is this?
Go to the back lot. There's a hole in the fence on the left. Look inside the junker. I left a little something there to convince you we're all on the same page here. After you ditch the cops, you're gonna meet me in Elderwood National Park.
Mr. Wake, can I help you with anything?
Midnight. Don't do nothing stupid, pal. We're watching you.
I need to get some air. The sheriff said I could go out back.
Of course, Mr. Wake. You can get there through the cell corridor. Just don't mind Walter in there. He's one of our regulars.
Sei.
They won't listen to me. I need it
Vou pôr uma página ali. Cara, essas páginas voaram longe, né, velho?
In spite of its human mask, to describe the dark presence as intelligent would have implied human qualities on something decidedly inhuman. Nonetheless, it found the one spot in the diner that was dark enough. Some light spilled into the corridor, ravaging it. But it took the pain. Horrible as it was, the writer would soon fix that. He would be coming to the one place where it still had power.
Tá bom, né?
The early morning light hurt my eyes and made my head ache. The man on the phone had said, go through the fence on the left.
Well, folks, it's been another long night, and it's about time.
Vai tomar uma página junto com aquele caminhão ali. Não tem nada pra cá, não. Caralho, pulando igual o CJ, velho. CJ. CJ, é CJ. Caralho! Essa madeira tá podre, viado. Você é louco.
The kidnapper fired his gun one last time, and the shadow vanished into the darkness it had come from. See? Nothing to it, Wake. The thought of Alice in his hands was revolting. We stood on the wooden platform of Lover's Peak, the waterfall on the mountain behind us, the lights of the radio mast blinking red in the heights above. I fought with the urge to take a swing, force myself to speak. Let's cut the act now. Where's my wife?
Boa pergunta.
Alice's driver's license had been placed on the front seat. The caller meant business. Barry?
Ow! Ow! Thank God! Where the hell have you been? I've been trying to reach you for a week, you and Alice. Oh, I've been worried sick. I flew out out yesterday. I'm here in Bright Falls.
Barry, listen to me. I'm at the sheriff's station. Come and get me. Can't talk now.
Al, what the hell is going on?
I had to get the sheriff to let me go. I needed to get to Elderwood National Park to meet Alice's kidnappers.
Nossa, eu podia jurar que tinha que subir aqui. Tá bom então, né? Isso, vamos de copyright, isso aí. Beleza.
A writer is a light that reveals the world of his story from darkness, shapes it from nothingness. The way a sculptor carves a statue from a block of granite. If I stop, the world I'm making dies. Darkness will reclaim it. It's a long, hard journey into the dark. Alice's life is at stake, but I can't think about that, or I'll lose it. The dread lingers at the edge of perception. I'll push on. Anything is possible here. I'll write the story. I'll save her.
Marvelous, Sarah. I just wanted to settle all the damage the Anderson brothers might have inadvertently caused.
Tá bom, né?
Are you feeling any better, Mr. Wake?
I'd like to leave. Am I free to go?
Well, we still need to talk about...
Am I under arrest?
No, of course not. But I need to know where you'll be staying so I can get in touch with you.
I'd avoid the motel. The Majestic is
Melhor
known
coisa, acho
for
que é meio
its
sujo.
roaches. The cabins at Elderwood are pretty nice, though.
That sounds perfect.
I'm Dr. Emil Hartman. I'd like to invite you to stay at Cauldron Lake Lodge.
Did you talk to my wife?
I had the pleasure of discussing your situation with her on several occasions.
Did you set something up with her?
I invited her here. My clinic is a place where...
Oh, hey! Oh my! Take it easy.
Caralho, Bosch!
Hey, nobody move! Get your hands off of my client!
Who are you?
I'm Barry Wheeler, his agent. If you have business with Mr. Wake, you talk to me. You yokels won't know what hit you once I sick my lawyers on your asses.
No harm done, Sarah. I'm all right. I don't want to press charges. Mr. Wake, my offer still stands.
Get me out of here.
What the hell was that about, Al? We don't need a replay of that thing with the paparazzi. I thought they were gonna lock you up.
Caralho, morrão no meio da
I had
peça,
to
velho.
talk to someone. I told Barry everything. He thought I was certifiable, but when he heard about the manuscript, I had him. The fact that I'd written something, even if I couldn't remember it, was enough for him. He smelled money. And he believed that Alice had been kidnapped. Anything beyond that was another story. I had a midnight appointment with the kidnapper in a place called Lover's Peak, somewhere in Elderwood National Park. The plan was to rent a cabin.
I don't like it, Al. I don't like any of it. It's not good. In fact, it's the absolute opposite of good.
Mr. Wake! Barry, you found him.
Hi, Rose.
Oh, wow. I was just thinking about you, too.
Great.
I was just bringing Rusty some coffee. He's on the balcony, looking after Max. Poor thing. I really need to go. Great to see you again, Mr. Wake. Later!
Who's Max?
What an airhead.
Jeez, Mr. Takes a swing at everybody. This is not her fault. She's a very nice girl and, more importantly, a fan. She even has a fan site dedicated to you. And she was very helpful when I was looking for you. Seriously, Al, what you were saying in the car, just listen to yourself. What, you shot a guy and his body just disappeared?
Wait here.
Easy there, boy. I'm almost done.
Hey, Rusty, right? You rent cabins.
Oh, Mr. Wake. I'd shake your hand, but mine are kind of full here. Actually, I'm sorry about this. Would you mind grabbing the registration form from the desk? It's just across from Bucktooth Charlie.
Okay, sure. What happened?
Crazy poachers. Max here got his foot caught in a trap.
What was the last
They're
time you
illegal to
slept?
use here.
Well,
Hell,
are you
you're not
high?
supposed
Have
to
you
hunt
been
within the park
drinking?
at all.
No!
That doesn't stop
Look,
some
Barry,
lowlife.
I'm missing a week. And someone's got Alice.
Do
and
you
everything's
understand what it sounds like when you say stuff like that? Don't get me wrong, it's a good story, could be a bestseller. But when you start confusing fiction with reality, you're buying yourself a ticket to the funny farm. Seriously, Al, you
Wait
can't
here.
just go and meet a kidnapper. Those situations always end up in disaster.
I think this is the form you wanted.
And here are the keys. Okay, you're all set, Mr.
Só
Wake.
falta esse cachorro
Glad to have
comer
you
a porra do
staying.
papel, vai vendo.
Thanks.
Onde aí deixa o papel pro cachorro? Né?
Oh, sure. It's at the end of the nature trail.
You gotta talk to the cops.
You'll get to it eventually.
She's my wife, and it's my call. Can we talk about this later?
No, this whole thing is... That's just crazy talk, Al. Al? Al? We should go to the sheriff or call the FBI.
Damn it, Barry, they'll kill her! This is not a goddamn debate, Barry. I'm going to Lover's Peak. He said to come alone.
Okay then. I understand. You're my best friend, and I'm worried that you're not right in the head. Tell me what to do to help, and I'll do it.
You stay here, and if I'm not back by morning, call the cavalry.
Just be careful with the natives, Al. These yokels are dangerous. Everybody hates a tourist, or it'll be deliverance all over again.
Saúde. Cafeteira sempre importante, né?
I'll wait here, Al. I'll hold down the fort. I'll be with you in spirit every step of the way, Al. Locking the door now.
Pô, eu perdi as outras armas, velho. Ah, então, pô, não dá, porra. No próximo eu vou pro rolê doido, então.
But he knew Alan loved her with an almost frightening intensity. And now something had happened to Alice. And here was Al armed with a gun and saying things people got put in padded cells for. It was as if his friend had experienced a massive psychotic episode and was now totally disconnected from reality. It scared the shit out of Barry.
Tem nada pra cá. Ó.
Barry had the keys to the car he rented. Wasn't a long walk to the visitor center, and it wouldn't be any use to me in the forest. I knew I should have gone to the cops. This wasn't the smartest thing I'd ever done, but I was still angry with Barry for trying to talk me out of it. These people had called me right in the sheriff's station. The cops wouldn't scare them, and they had Alice.
Caralho, viado. Urra, mano. Ai, nossa, não.
Welcome back to the show, folks. As promised, our very own Dr. Nelson has just parked his rear end in the studio. Doc, what's your Deerfest plan like? My plan? You'll make it sound a lot more organized than I ever seen.
Mais munição é sempre legal. Caralho, velho. Remota, amigo. Tem loot aqui? Eu quero o famoso loot.
Crime and punishment. The cancer and cure of civilization.
Nada dessa vez. Ih! O corvo já sabe que é doideira, né?
Rose knew that Rusty was in love with her, and she liked him too. She liked him a lot. He taught her to dance, and life had certainly taught her the value of a man who was gentle. He treated her well, made her smile, made her feel good. But Rusty wasn't the prince of her dreams, and that tended to underline the unbearable truth. She was no closer to that Hollywood magic than he was.
Tá certo.
The air in the visitor center was heavy with an awful smell, as if some rotten drowned thing had crawled up from its grave. Rusty kept coughing blood. My eyes were drawn to the twisted shape of his broken leg. The attack had been vicious. Max whined in his cage. Rusty's eyes were wild with fear and terror. He gasped. Mr. Wake, it happened just the way it was on that page.
Que... Vamos lá, vamos lá.
The vision left me weak. This was no head injury.
Rusty, hang on! I'm coming! Please, help me!
Caramba, Rash!
Help me! Can you hear me? Anyone?
Hello?
Please, help! Back here! I'm back here!
Caralho, fica de noite e o bagulho fica doido, viado.
Oh, hell. It happened just the way it was on that page. I found came true. It knew. So dark. It'll come back for me. You must... The lights. In the office. I have the key.
Okay, Rusty. Hang on. I'll be right back.
Eu acho que o cara já morreu, velho.
Whatever did this couldn't be far. Rusty had found a page from the manuscript. It would help me understand what had happened.
Nossa, a perna dele não é o centro, Cristo. Nossa, ainda peguei o revólver que tava com ele.
The only way to make sure that Rusty was safe was to get the power running and the lights back on.
Nossa, da última vez eu tive quase que arrombar a porta abrindo na chave o rolê.
At the last instant, I changed direction and threw myself down. The axe splintered the trunk of a tree. I stumbled into the pool of bright light. My lungs burned. I was too exhausted to move. I tensed as I waited for the killing blow, but it never came. I raised my head. Nothing moved in the darkness beyond. For the moment, bathed in the cold light, I was safe.
Safe, isso aí. Safe. Ter mais. Será que, opa? Mano. Ataque.
I was too late. Someone had destroyed the circuit breaker. There was no way to get the lights back on.
Rusty! Rusty!
The ground was covered with oily patches that looked like liquid darkness.
Caralho, viado!
Something had torn a mammoth-sized hole in the wall.
Caralho, levaram até o cachorro, viado.
Don't feed the animals.
Fishing! Those prisoners! Who purges up, Park?
fishing.
License, obey!
Rangers instructions.
At all times.
Rusty, no!
Never.
Closer than 100 yards.
2 bears and wolves. Never approach any other wildlife closer than
25 yards.
pets must be leashed. Never leave your pet on a job. It is
against the law
to remove any
natural objects
or historical artifacts from the park. Even simple berries!
Complicado, né? Caralho, esse maluco tem um machado infinito, viado. Eu desviei, velho. Caralho, maluco. Aquela desviei, mano. Ai. Nossa, o nariz tá até cagado, mano.
What the hell was that? I saw from the window. I saw something.
Forget about it, Barry. It's just me going crazy.
Oh, jeez. Oh, jeez. You're not crazy. I wish you were crazy, but you're not crazy. Al, be careful.
Stay in the cabin. Don't open the door for anyone. I mean it. In that last instant of consciousness, Rusty thought about Rose. He was older than she was. Rose was barely out of her teens, but she made him feel young and forget what a train wreck his long-dead marriage had been. He still wore the ring. He'd been waiting for her to tell him to take it off. Now she never would.
É, rapaz. Safe. Ué. Nossa, não sei porque eu lembrei agora de um jogo de PS1 da Hot Wheels, que no meio da corrida o carro virava um avião, aí ele virava um barco e ficava isso na corrida. Não sei porquê, é coisa aleatória mesmo, não lembro. Te lembro assim, tá ligado? Eu devo ter que vir aqui depois, ó. Creio eu. Caralho! Mano. Caralho, só murrão, viado.
Lover's Peak was at the far end of the nature trail.
3 balinhas de leve, safe, pumps. Cortar caminho, pô. Acabou que deu no mesmo, né, velho? Acabou que deu no mesmo lugar. Mas eu desviei! Vamos lá, né? Ok, eu até apertei pra desviar, mas eu admito que aqui eu apertei muito em cima da hora. Isso eu não tenho nem o que dizer, velho. Não tenho nem o que discutir. Caralho, os caras estão dando predict, viado. Caralho, 16 balas é um sonho, viado. Porra. Tá, 20 balas. Como? Uau! Conveniente.
I turned the corner, afraid of what the flashlight's beam might reveal. Suddenly, a roughly painted symbol of a torch glowed in the light. Behind it, hidden by a rock, sat a battered metal trunk. It was here for a reason. Packed with supplies, batteries, flares, ammo. Things you need to make it through the darkness of the night. Something left behind by someone who knew what I knew, and more.
Tem uma pequena brisada. A pequena... Perdi o foco, o dash. Isso aí é doideira. Eita, porra! Alright. Nossa, mas agora eu tô meio necessitante de munição, velho. Não vou mentir. Não vou mentir que eu acho que o meu eu Zé Lutinho faria agora uma puta de uma diferença boa, velho. Apesar que não tem nem muito lugar pra lutear, né, velho? Isso que é foda. Deixa eu ver aqui pra cima se eu acho alguma coisa. É, complicado, né? Lá pro objetivo mesmo. É, por aqui não daria pra pular isso aqui, né? Olha, dá pra pular, viado. Da hora. Tem jogo que te obriga a ficar, tipo, por ali mesmo, né? Você não pode avançar e pá. Eu achei que seria o caso. Nossa, tem que dar uma respirada já já, velho. Que horror. Complication. Eu achei que tinha que pular o rolê, velho. A lanterna! A lanterna! Oh, é brabo!
Come on, we gotta get moving. More of them coming. That flashlight's kid stuff. The flares will keep the bastards away.
Brabo.
You can see them too? Hell, of course I see them. Come on, we gotta move. Why? Because that's the way the story goes. Yeah, but... Let's move! I lost my gun back there. Oh, I've got a gun. Just keep that light steady on him.
It took a moment, but then I recognized him. He'd been on the ferry when I first arrived here with Alice. He knew my name. We were headed in the direction of Lover's Peak. There was no way this was a coincidence. He was the kidnapper.
Come on, Wake! You better keep up. That's what I got for you!
Oh, muito bom! Porra! Ô, essa mira tá meio cagada, velho. Você quer passar essa porra pra mim, não?
first peek. Right up these stairs, Wake. Use the flares from the emergency box to hold them off while I get these boards off.
Give me the gun.
Yeah, no can do, Wake.
Are you kidding? Give me the gun!
No time for back talk. Hold them off, damn it.
Bom, dá uma arma aí, pelo amor de Deus.
Just a little longer. Scare them off. Get some light on those bastards. That'll keep them off us. Just a little longer. I almost got it. Okay, it's open. Wait. Move it or lose it. Oh, you feel better now, Wade. All cozy and safe.
Pô, dá um revólver aí, velho.
Better get ready. They'll be on us soon.
Aqui tá dentro das histórias dele, né?
This is it, Wake. The last stand. There's more flares here. Get ready. We fight them as long as they keep coming.
Give me the goddamn gun! They're coming!
That's not how this goes. Get with the program, Wake.
Caralho, tomei uma machadada na testa, velho. Tá miado, viado. Boa. Ô, fino. Caramba. Brabo.
Let's cut the act now. Where's my wife?
I knew you were gonna say that. I read it all before. You're a hell of a writer. Congratulations. You're gonna bring about something glorious and terrible once we get you some proper editorial control.
What the hell are you talking about? Where's Alice?
I want the entire manuscript, or she's gonna suffer bad.
You touch her mouth.
Caralho, por que você fez isso, velho? Tipo, eu sei que você tá puto, que você tá procurando sua esposa e tal. Mas, mano, vocês estão na mesma merda, velho. Você faz um bagulho desse, tipo, você tá louco.
No! Come back here! I swear I'll kill you if you hurt Alice! Do you hear me? Come back here!
Ah não, mas esse papo que tava no telefone lá na delegacia, né?
On more than one occasion, Alice had tried to explain to me how it felt to be afraid of the dark. To her, darkness wasn't simply the absence of light, but something more tangible than that. It was something you could touch and feel. Worse than that, it was something with a mind of its own, something malicious and malign. For her, things changed when they were wrapped in darkness. They turned into something else, something foreign. And nothing was safe or innocent anymore. I'd never really understood what she meant, until now. He had Alice, and he wanted the manuscript because he thought it held some magical power. But I had no manuscript to give him. I had to get back to Barry and figure out my next move.
I got a gun. Tem pra lá. Acho que eu vou morrer, velho. Cara, tá me dando fome já, velho. São o quê? 3:10 ainda. Porra. Cara, onde é que eu tô passando, mano? Caralho! Susto! Nossa, que susto da porra, viado. Pô, vi um negócio brilhando, mas nossa, nem... Putz, velho. Caralho, tem armadilha de urso no rolê, velho. Porra! E não são poucas, velho. Eu tô passando aqui também, velho. E eu... Essa ideia da... Nada a ver, né, mano? Caralho, mas lotaram mesmo, viado. Você é louco. Cara, tem que chegar ali. Vou pôr uma página.
Sarah didn't care about the legal threats Wake's agent had made. She let Wake go without argument, because there was something about him she couldn't quite put her finger on, something that reminded her of her father. She didn't think Wake would hurt his wife. Then she thought about the way he waded into Hartman, that hair-trigger rage flaring up without warning.
Peraí que ela aluga. Caralho, depois desse episódio que eu acho que eu vou puxar um ronco, isso sim, velho. Cara, eu me enfio nos lugares tipo de curioso querendo lutear. Aí, né, dá essas merda aí, mano. Quase! Cara, eu vi no... Caralho, eu vi no último segundo aquilo ali, velho. Pera, eu vim daqui, né? Porra, eu dei a volta, mano. É, velho. Nossa. Disfarce, disfarce. Cara, os dois lugares saíram no... Os dois caminhos saíram no mesmo lugar, velho. Ah, não tinha como adivinhar, mano. Tinha como eu presumir, agora adivinhar é outros 500, né? Pera, mas eu já parei aqui. Cara, como é que eu vou parar ali? Ah, do outro lado ali. Eu acho. Creio que é, né? Porque tem a madeira aqui, pá. Nossa, também tá no mapa também indicando pra onde tem que ir, né? Porra, eu também... Vem, cuzão. Você mesmo. X1. Pô, era só 2, achei que tivesse mais, velho. Eu gastei flexei mesmo. Não, sai! Que din, capoeira. O cara é pro play, né? Pro play, né, sentença? Tá ligado. Café, né? Sempre bom.
The night had been one desperate situation after another. I was exhausted, and my body felt as though it had been chewed up and spat out. The flashlight was heavy in my hand, and each pull of the trigger sent a painful shock up my arm. But I was finally out of the woods, and things were looking up. That's when I heard the chainsaw.
Na hora que eu cair aqui vai aparecer os bichos. Quer ver? Só ajeitar a máscara. Tá meio Chinese box, né?
I had heard the plane fall. It made no sense. It was clear that it had just fallen here, but it was very old and obviously hadn't flown in decades. Looking at it sent a shiver down my spine.
Com medo. Cara, esse pau tem que entrar aqui mesmo, velho. Eu, hein? É isso? Ah, é um puzzle, esse pá. É lá também. Desvia! Nossa senhora! Porra, mano, aí vocês estão de sacanagem, hein? Mata o Dimitri! Difícil, hein? Cara, vestido igual o russo, velho, pô. Intancável. Que din-din. Ah, com foco é 2 balas só, velho. Ou não, então. Não sei porque eu lembrei de Moaway agora. Corre! Que din-din, capoeira. Que din-din, capoeira. É. I got a gun. Engraçado que eu aperto o botão dele pra correr na escada. Ele meio que dá um negócio como se tivesse aceitado o comando, só que ele não aceita o comando, tá ligado? Não sei explicar isso, mas enfim. Cara, eu não sei bem o que isso faz, mas não deve ser legal não.
The logging site was a mess. The modular office had been pushed off the cliff. Deputy Thornton climbed up from the wreckage excited, breathing hard from the exertion. Nobody there. It's weird. Don't you think that's weird? Bored, Mulligan let out a mighty snort. Hell, it's always weird, Thornton. Just a question of sorting out what kind of weird it is this time around.
Esse game aqui vai ser o clássico, joguei e não faço a menor ideia de qualquer história. Mentira, eu tenho uma certa ideia, mas... Tipo... O total dela, né? Podemos dizer assim. Não... Vou ficar meio sem saber. Nice pulo. Flare, sempre bom. Café é uma boa. Manuscript.
When Barry saw the darkness attack the visitor center, it made him a believer. The men Al said he'd shot, they hadn't been just locals on crank. Somehow the world had changed, like the channel had been switched without warning. You think you're watching a sitcom, and you're really watching a horror show. When the birds started attacking the cabin, Barry wasn't surprised, just terrified.
Cara, um site aleatório da Hellcase, né, que é bagulho de coisa de skin de CS, me mandou mensagem agora no Insta falando que eu ganhei uma Alp Asimov, tá ligado? Tipo, ganhei, tá ligado? Quer ver? Pera aí. Mano, não é possível uma porra dessa, mano. Calma aí. Ah não, pera, eu tenho... Pera aí. Porra, eu tenho coisa aqui, ó. Vai. Foca aí, viado. Pô, você não tá focando, mas enfim. Aí, tipo, tá falando que eu ganhei a Alpa Asimov e tal, que é colocar um código, adicionar o bot nos amigos. Tipo, mano. Mano. Cara, as ideias dos malucos, velho. Tipo, eu só acreditaria se, por exemplo, tivesse mandado o código e tipo, ah, vai lá e resgata, tá ligado? É isso. Não tem que adicionar nada, não tem que fazer nada. Vai lá e resgata. Porque aí, pô, beleza, não custa o risco, tá ligado? Tipo, não vai dar em nada. Entende? Tipo, vou lá, coloco o código lá e tudo mais, não tem que adicionar nada e tal, então, tipo, beleza. É, mano, adicionar o bot nos amigos, aí dar link, não sei o que lá, e, mano. As ideias dos caras, velho. Meu Deus do céu, velho. Cara, agora pra onde eu tinha que ir, mano? Era aqui em cima mesmo? Eu acredito que não. Não, é sim, putz, eu tomei. Nossa. Ó. Tá vendo? Eu seguro o shift, ele muda a câmera como se ele estivesse correndo, velho, de verdade. Só que ele não tá correndo. Enfim. Darkness wears her face.
Be aware of Widowmakers.
Ele não sobe na caixa. Nossa, eu achei que ele subisse na caixa, velho. Que din-din. Caralho, só Head and Shoulders, velho. Você é louco. Só HS. Mais munição. Vou nem rimar, né? Porque tá cedo. Cara, legal que eu faço os rolhos. Eu nem gasto bateria, velho. Acho que eu só gastei. Gastei bateria no início do game, tá ligado? Eu não sabia o negócio dos botões e tal. Como que eu trocava a bateria? Eu nem lembro. Caraca, ele guardou o rifle no bolso, velho. Foi nem nas costas que ele colocou. Porra. Mais flare, sempre bom. Cara, na teoria eu dei a volta. Mas tipo, agora eu vou pra onde? Ah. Desfaça, desfaça. É, eu acho que agora é doideira, né? Ok, agora eu gastei bateria. É que faz o mesmo barulhinho do Outlast. Verdade, qualquer dia desse eu vou trazer o Outlast quando eu zerar o Alan Wake com a DLC e pá. Se eu zerar a DLC também, né? Tem esse detalhe aí. Mas é muito provável que sim. Porque, igual esses dias aí eu zerei o em off o Tomb Raider, zerei Hitman.
Barry?
Ow! The porch is covered with birds. They've got all Hitchcock on me.
Stay out of sight. I'm on my way. Don't open the door.
What am I, crazy?
Stay hidden. I'll be there soon. Just make sure you keep the lights on. I still had to reach Barry at the cabin, but at least I was out of the woods. I'd have to get the car from the locked garage. It would get me back to Barry faster, and the headlights were a welcome bonus.
A story is not a machine that does what you tell it. A story is a beast with a life of its own. You can create it, shape it, but as the story grows, it starts wanting things of its own. Change one thing and you set off a chain reaction of events that spreads through the whole thing. The characters have to be true to themselves. The events need to follow a logic that fits the story. A single flaw and the magic is gone. The story dies. Alice dies.
You can learn about nature and yourself.
Filho da puta. Susto, cara. Mano, eu sabia, mano. Na verdade eu esqueci, tá ligado? Mas eu tinha. No inconsciente tinha ideia que acontecia uma porra dessa, velho. Tá puta, mano. Caralho, Need for Speed, viado. Need for Speed 23. Nossa, achei que eu pudesse... Cara, acho que não é por aqui não, velho. Saiu numa calma, né, velho? Ah, eu posso mudar o veículo que eu controlo nas opções. Ah, aqui não passa, cuzão. Nossa, era pra ter passado pela estrada. Onde eu tô passando, velho? Mano, onde eu saí, velho? Enfio o carro na escada, maluco.
The visitor center was sturdy, but the impact turned the front of the building into splinters. Rusty was thrown across the lobby
Eu
like
enfiei
a
o carro na
rag doll and hit the
escada,
bar
velho.
hard. It didn't hurt until he
Meu
tried to
amigo.
move and saw his leg bend the wrong way. Felt the broken ribs stabbing him on the inside. Rusty howled in pain and fear, suddenly afraid to die alone.
Ai, velho. Os loucos que eu acabo metendo às vezes ainda é foda, mano. Cara, acho que não era pra ter vindo aqui não, hein. Eu posso pegar outro carro porque... Acho que andar a pé esse caminho todo vai ser meio doideira, né? Talvez não. Nossa, puta que pariu, mano. Eu vou ter que voltar lá atrás, velho. Porque andar esse caminho a pé vai ser... Não vai dar. Não roda. Não rende. E o pior que já foi, né? Porra, aí eu tô meio de graça, né, velho? Ô, fumante! Ah, se eu tirar na hora que estoura o bagulho da luz eu dou mais dano, é isso? Sei lá, velho. Ô caralho.
The flare gun was probably the best weapon I could imagine against the dark things I was facing. was the kidnapper.
You son of a bitch! Where's my wife?
Enough horseplay, Wake. You deliver the manuscript, and you can have your woman back. Simple as that.
I don't... Listen. Listen. I'm gonna need time to finish it. I still need to write the ending. I need... a week.
It's not done?
I need a week.
2 days. The old Bright Falls coal mine is nearby. You can find it easy, city boy. The main building, there at noon. You bring the manuscript, you'll get your wife. If not, well, get me?
Yes, I get you.
Caralho, tem 2 dias aí pra terminar o manuscript do roteiro, velho. Do livro.
Barry had talked about birds over the phone.
Vamos farmar que eu acho que a gente vai precisar, hein. Não é por nada não. Cadê meu chinelo? Achei. Perdi meu chinelo.
Al, I am so glad you're here. A couple of them got in here before I blocked the chimney. This isn't normal. These birds are weird.
Caralho, cadê? Paraná, 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 papapá. Agora eu acho que eu vou gastar a pilha, mano. Caraca! Torrar os bichos. Pô, gastei o bagulho à toa. Agora fodeu.
Barry, you can open the door now. They're gone.
Hey, Al. I'm sorry for thinking you were having a psychotic episode, man.
I sent Barry to the town to ask around about a man fitting the kidnapper's description. He'd go through the archives of the local paper. Perhaps he could learn something. Anything about the island and the cabin that had disappeared. The man wanted a manuscript. I had to try to write him one to get Alice back. For me, the supernatural had always been nothing but a metaphor for the human psyche, a tool to use in writing fiction. Now, it was happening for real, and I couldn't put a single word on paper.
Barry Wheeler speaking.
This is Rose.
Rose?
I found Mr. Wake's pages.
Oh, you sweet, brilliant girl.
Could you and Mr. Wake come get them? I live in the trailer park outside the town.
We'll be there in less than an hour.
Bye now.
See you soon.
Ela tá
Have a
falando com
great
uma voz não
day.
muito convincente, hein?
Hope you come back soon. Welcome to the old
dear diner.
Good girl.
Come here. Pretty please. Can you tell me where I am? You. Won't you say something? I need to get my bearings.
É isso, guys. Vamos ficando por aqui, né? Esse episódio. Devo cortar a música, né? Ou não também, às vezes eu meto louco e não corto também. Tá? Mas muito provável que sim. É isso. Valeu. Falou.